What attracts me to the classic lifts, i.e. the snatch and the clean and jerk, isn't what is purported to be the biggest carryover to athletic performance, the violent hip extension. Rather, it's the transference of power from the athlete into the barbell, only to have that power be transferred right back into the athlete. Violent hip extension or triple extension does occur when performing the classics, but it doesn't necessarily mean that this stimulus provides the best carryover to sports performance. In fact, in a recent study titled Training Strategies to Improve Muscle Power, Is Olympic-Style Weightlifting Relevant? Olympic lifting is beat out by conventional strength and power movements such as back squats and loaded jumps, and improvements in vertical jump tests and 30-meter sprint tests. I can only speculate that the carryover from the training of loaded jumps to the vertical jump test may have given this group a better chance of improvement. Also, the technique of the Olympic lifting may not have been ideal and therefore less effective. What all strength coaches should be looking to improve in an athlete is the perfect combination of rate of force development and repeatability of rate of force development under load and varying stressors. In layman's terms, this simply means your goal should be to increase an athlete's ability to change direction of not only themselves, but other people, implements, or what have you. Let's start by looking at this table and comparing the counter movement jump to the mid-thigh clean pull. The mid-thigh clean pull beats the counter movement jump in every single category, while doing something the counter movement jump cannot: build vast isometric strength throughout the athlete's posterior chain. In an article written by BARBELL, a 35-year veteran strength and conditioning coach, he makes a blanket statement in saying, "Nothing about the catch translates to the field, pool, or court. This is biomechanically and physiologically useless for an athlete to help improve sports performance. The required speed to move from extension to flexion in either the clean or the snatch is measured in milliseconds. This translates directly to change of direction and explosive power. Then, the most underrated part of the lift is the peak of eccentric force put on the athlete when they receive the barbell. To utilize this eccentric force, you must have the athlete catch, but to maximize this eccentric force, you must have the athlete drop underneath the bar and catch." Consider this lift by Luis Mosquera. He is snatching 147 kilograms. In an article by O-Lift magazine, they measured bar force vectors on this particular snatch, and in these measurements we saw peaks of force in two places: the extension and the catch. The measured bar force at extension was a staggering 280 kilograms, almost double the weight that he's lifting. The measured bar force in the catch is still an extremely high 250 kilograms. While many strength coaches are very attracted to that initial extension, we simply cannot ignore the force at the catch. Now let's consider that we were able to simulate that on a much lesser scale. If the bar weight is 70 kilograms and the athlete snatches this weight with good technique and catches in the squat, they are now accessing much greater forces than what is on the bar. Not only once, but twice. As a strength coach, these simply are tools I refuse to write off as physiologically useless, and I would actually argue the contrary, that they are physiologically necessary. I understand that in order to optimize the movements, it takes time, but if you consider the forces at play, it is well worth the wait. Do clean and snatch pulls with considerable loads, as well as strength train through front squats, overhead squats, and back squats. Work dynamically with plyometrics often, and all of this can be done while building the requisite skill to catch the bar in a full squat. Just because you can't go maximum load as early with the classic lifts doesn't mean the juice isn't worth the squeeze.